Okay, let's look at page 212 of your text, problem number 9, to practice creating a probability distribution using minitab. Number 9 talks about the condition of cyanosis, which is a condition of having bluish skin due to insufficient oxygen in the blood. We know that approximately 80% of babies born with cyanosis fully recover. In the experiment, we know that it's a binomial experiment, and success occurs when a baby fully recovers from cyanosis. In order to use minitab to create our probability distribution, we need a few key pieces of information. We need to have n, we need to have p, the probability of success, and we need to have each of our values of x. So when you look at your problem, look for each of these key values and then head over to minitab to enter them in. So let's go to minitab. When you get to minitab, the first thing you want to do is go into your column that you have empty. Hopefully you'll be starting with a blank slate, and enter in your values for x. In this particular problem, we had values up to 5. Always remember to include the value of 0. So enter in 0 through 5. Once you've entered in those values, you want to go up under the calc command. Then come down to probability distributions. Since we're working with the binomial distribution, you want to come down to binomial. Click on binomial. You want to find each probability, so click the bubble under probability. And here is where you'll want to enter in those key pieces of information that I told you needed to have. Enter in the number of trials. We looked in our problem and we saw that n was equal to 5. The event probability is the probability of a success. In our problem, the probability of a success was 80%. So we enter that in as a decimal, 0.8. Our input column is the column we just created of all of our values of x. When we click in this empty box, see how the C1 showed up over in this larger empty box. If we click in this box, we can then highlight the C1 and the option to select it becomes available. It will then show up in the input column over here. We click OK. Minitab generates each of the individual probabilities for us. We can then highlight those and copy them and come back over here to our table, and I'm just going to paste those values here so that I can easily see them. I now have each of these probabilities, and if I want to just input them into our table, I can. The probability of one baby fully recovering, I'm just entering them in just as they're given. You can enter them in however you are being asked, to whatever decimal place value. Whoops. And that is how we generate a probability distribution using minitab.